Okay, I think we are live. I don't think the microphone's working yet, but we'll see how it goes. All right. Just wait a couple minutes for people to start logging on. Go. I'm going to the other room and see if you can hear me. All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. I see a couple people in the chat talking, so we are live. That's good to know. We're trying out some new software today, so hopefully you can hear us all right. If you can hear us, please let us know in the chat. Today we're going to be talking about mainly one thing, and it's about San Diego and California reopening, and that is very, very exciting for us, and we'll tell you why here in a second. And then near the end, we're also going to talk a little bit about the market, the housing markets. We're going to touch on that and just how crazy it's been recently and answer any questions you guys have along the way. So before we get started, we're going to go ahead and open a beer because it is happy hour time and we grabbed some local drinks, not beers. Yeah. I Have Society, which is probably our favorite brewery in San Diego. Yeah. And what are you drinking?
I have a strawberry basil mimosa from Charlie and Echo, where we are wine club members.
All right. And today we also have a very special guest. This is Stephanie Parker, my lovely wife. But she is on today because she owns Epicurean San Diego, which is a farm-to-table events company. And because I don't want to just keep talking this entire time, I'm going to go ahead and let Stephanie explain a little bit about what she does and why she's here chatting with us today.
Cool. Well, thanks, Dan. It's kind of fun being on your husband's YouTube channel, right? But I'm Stephanie. I am so excited to be here, especially with California reopening in sight. It's really an exciting time for me and my business and all of the partners and the industry that I work in. We've been shut down since March of 2020. And 15 months later, here we are ready to reopen. So I'm really excited about that. Pre-COVID and I guess moving forward, really, we are a farm-to-table experience company. So we have 3 levels of experiences that we offer, ranging in pop-up farm dinners to multi-location culinary tours and super immersive cooking classes. So they're a fun way to get integrated with our artisan food scene and kind of taste the San Diego through a local's eyes and find some hidden gems that aren't on your typical radar. So it's a fun way to get acquainted with the city for sure.
And who are some of the main people that you're working with? Like, what are your groups like?
Our guests?
Yeah.
We work with a lot of elopement dinners right now, bachelorette parties, a lot of corporate business, clients that are in town for conventions, or we're in town for conventions. They'll come back. And then a lot of team building outings and client appreciation dinners. So a lot of fun ways for people to get connected.
And because a lot of people are tuning in from outside of California, outside of San Diego San Diego is driven with tourism. I mean, we all know it's a very beautiful place to live. The weather is fantastic. So people come here for vacations. There's also mega conventions that come here, like Comic-Con. What are some of the other big conventions?
Oh, lots of medical conventions.
Medical conventions. So
biotech.
There's just a lot of tourism in San Diego, and for the most part, a lot of that's been shut down over the last year. So to tell you that we're excited about things reopening for the events industry, but also just for us as, we love to go out, we love to eat, we love to experience, and we love to see our friends who own these small businesses succeed and thrive. And so yeah, we're very, very excited about it. And there are some exciting things that just kind of got announced recently that we're going to talk about, and we're excited to share it with you guys.
It's a really fun time, guys.
Yeah. Okay, so you've kind of already touched a little bit on what it's been like in the events industry for the last year. You also work with, how many partners do you have, Steph?
We have 35 partners that we work with, and that's going to range everything from a brewery, a craft brewery, or a winery, to a farm, to a coffee roaster, chocolate maker. We work with fishermen. We work with amazing chefs around town. We run the gamut with everybody that we work with. We're really here to connect people to the artisan food scene. So depending on whatever our clients want to do, we custom curate an experience to that.
How's it been for your clients over this last year? Is it hit and miss depending on what type of business it is?
Yeah, for sure. All of our partners are, kind of in a different, different stage of COVID. A lot of them have seen a lot of success. A lot of them are struggling. A lot of them right now are working with capacity constraints. So everybody's kind of just, operating in a little bit of a different wavelength right now. But I'm hopeful that June 15th, when our state is able to function a little bit more freely, that we'll be able to, work a little bit more cohesively again.
So speaking of June 15th, what a great segue, Steph. You're natural at this. Well done. All right, so I'm going to pull up some screens here, and sorry if we're a little bit chopped off, but as long as you could hear us for this part, that's the main thing to know. So this is just again, if you don't live in San Diego currently, this is where we're at right now. These are the modifications for businesses. So restaurants can be at 50% capacity inside and full capacity outside. Gyms and fitness centers at 25% capacity. There's, venues from 1 to 1,500 people have to be 15% or less. And larger venues have to be at 10% capacity or less. And conventions have been closed altogether. So that's what we're living with right now, which is better than it's been, over this last year. But now we finally heard that the state is going to finally reopen on June 15th. And the complicated tier systems that were imposed will completely be scrapped. So that's going to be great. This is what's popping up next. So for June 15th, it's called, is that right?
Yeah.
June 15th is called Beyond the Blueprint. And there's really just two main things that need to happen. There needs to be enough vaccine supply for Californians 16 years or older to be vaccinated, which does not sound like it's going to be any problem at all because there's been enough to go around lately. And hospitalization rates remain stable and low, especially among fully vaccinated Californians. So those are the two main things that need to happen for this to actually go through on June 15th. And then what else? What else do we need to know about June 15th, Steph?
We will be able to see larger conventions come back, which is nice. Not super big, up to 5,000 people, and that's going to be if that convention specifically cannot enforce vaccination records or COVID testing. But if they can enforce that, then they can go, there is no capacity limit if they can make sure that their attendees are safe and operating under the reopening guidelines. So that's exciting. So we'll see that.
So concerts will come back.
Yeah.
SeaWorld and the zoo and Padres will be at full capacity, right? June 15th or limited?
I think full.
Okay.
I don't remember those big venues, to be honest.
But if not June 15th, then it sounds like October 1st is when officially everything will be lifted as of now.
Yes.
Is that right?
As normal.
Okay.
Yeah. No restrictions.
No more new normal. It's just going to be back to normal. That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's a lofty goal. It feels like a lofty goal at this point, but I think we're headed in the right direction. And it's a projection. It's not guaranteed, but it's a big win for the industry for sure. And a lot of our community members are gonna be able to get back to work in full capacity soon.
Yeah. So if anyone's tuning in right now, if you have any questions for us along the way that had anything to do with San Diego, doesn't have to do with reopening, but please let us know in the comments, and we'll just keep going with our regularly planned schedule. So Steph, what are you most excited for San Diego reopening? Are there specific places that you're excited about, venues you're excited about? What do you think about right now?
For me, I mean, I'm just excited to get back to work. My business has been closed for over a year, so we chose early on to not go virtual because our experiences are so hands-on and immersive. I just never believed that I could replicate that behind a computer screen. And I personally was feeling the Zoom burnout, so I didn't want to project that. So I'm excited to get back in person and see my guests face to face and work with all of our partners and have some awesome times on our farms. We've been al fresco since 2015 outside. I think in our 5 years we've only hosted one dinner inside because of like a random rain we had that never happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're excited. I'm excited about that. But also I'm just, I'm happy to get back to hanging out with our loved ones like normal again, and just backyard barbecues and beach days and things that we can, we can move about a little bit more freely again. I mean, by no means we still need to operate within the guidelines of June 15th, but it definitely feels a little weight off my chest to know that we can just, relax a little bit more.
Yeah, we're talking about like setting personal events soon, some business events, some Best Life San Diego barbecues and beach bonfires and different things. So really fun things coming up that we're excited about.
Maybe even hop on a plane. That sounds real fun. Who knows? I mean, it's there are things to look forward to.
So another reason why I brought you on, Steph, is because you know more about craft food and craft things in San Diego. So why don't you let us know about some of your favorite places that you're most excited about right now? Everything from coffee to beer to wine to restaurants. Where are some places you would recommend anyone that's visiting San Diego?
Awesome. I can definitely do that. I guess I would like to give my first shout out to Seiko Sushi in
no, we couldn't
Coronado.
we couldn't get that right last night.
Whenever Dan's folks are in town, we always like to try a new seafood restaurant, and we went to the Coronado location, and hats off to our server Ryan, the manager Matt, everybody was awesome. I knew going to Seiko Sushi, we'd been to the North Park one, but I knew going there that we were going to have quality seafood. I know that I have vetted relationships, fisherman and chef relationships with that sushi bar, so I knew we were going to have a great time, but they really had everything dialed in from the moment we stepped foot into that restaurant. Temperature checking, the tables were all safely spaced. The staff was so warm and friendly and so informative. We had such a great time. We could like escape COVID for a minute and feel a little bit normal. So I wanted to give a shout out to them for sure, because if you are looking for sushi and you want a great spot to catch the San Diego skyline at sunset, like, oh my God, it's perfect.
It was fun. Good happy hour too.
Oh yeah, we did have a good happy hour. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wednesdays, half off a bottle of wine.
I love it.
But yeah, so that's been a recent highlight for sure.
Well, you know what? And sorry to interrupt, but before you get into the places you're excited about, why don't you real quick touch on some of the challenges that we had trying to book a restaurant too?
Oh my goodness!
And this is something people don't realize if you're not in the restaurant industry. The main thing in the restaurant industry right now is, it's a lot of, generally, the people that are servers and working in restaurants, a lot of them are that's kind of just like a placeholder while they're looking for a full-time job. And they just stay in those jobs because they're getting tips or they're making good money. But because of what's happened over this last year, a lot of people have transitioned out of restaurants, and they're having a incredibly hard time finding people to staff these restaurants. So, I mean, how many restaurants did we look at trying to go to yesterday before we were able to find one?
Oh my, well, I will say,
or Monday,
that Seiko Sushi was on the radar, and I knew they were open.
They were actually the first place we had in mind, which is funny.
But we needed options, and I think we probably called or looked up maybe 15 restaurants or so that were closed, and it was on a Tuesday, and I mean, I pretty much expected I expect restaurants to kind of be closed on Mondays anyway, because a lot of them are.
Yep.
But it was kind of shocking to see closed Monday and Tuesday, and some restaurants aren't opening for lunch. And what it really boils down to, and if you're not from San Diego, or even if you are from San Diego and you're watching this right now, I would really urge you to go check out SanDiegoMagazine.com. Troy Johnson just recently posted an article. He's one of our amazing food writers here in San Diego, and he's a great local food advocate. So anything that he writes about, if you're not from here, I definitely suggest reading it. And if you like food, but he just recently wrote an article about how hard it is for restaurants to reopen right now because they don't have the staff. They're having a hard time staffing to just open. And
sorry, you're on Instagram.
Hey. Because, you know, in a normal climate, these restaurants, they're going to be hiring, you know, one or a few people at a time. But right now, the entire industry is having to hire their entire staff back.
Yeah.
So, like, the talent pool, while it's still big, I mean, like Dan said, the restaurant industry definitely is, like, a very transient industry. But there are definitely people that make a career out of serving and love the industry. I mean, that's why people are in the restaurant industry, because they love the hospitality and tourism component of it. But, you know, man, to see these restaurants having a hard time bringing their team back because they're getting poached for a couple bucks extra from another restaurant in the middle of service. That's part of Troy Johnson's article is, you know, it's a hard time. And when the industry as a whole needs to band together, everybody is in crisis mode to just reopen. And so it's getting to a point where some of the restaurants aren't even able to open for specific days or meal periods because they can't staff it. They don't want to see us come up to a restaurant that is completely empty because they have one server on, and that one server already has 10 tables and they can't take us.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it for them to open and risk, you know, their reputation further.
So they're struggling.
Yeah.
They're struggling right now, but you know, hopefully they'll start to get better. And let's get back to the fun part. Let's talk about, you know, maybe name 2 or 3 more places that you're really excited about right now.
Oh,
Food,
man.
drink.
Okay, I am so excited because our favorite bakery, Prager Brothers, which is located in, well, previously up until like a month ago, Carlsbad and Encinitas. They just opened another bakery in Hillcrest. So, yay! It's like 15 minutes from our house versus, I don't know what, 35?
Yeah, so what's so special about Prager?
Oh my gosh, everything. They mill all of their heritage grains on site. So they're getting, you know, fresh whole grains and they're stone milling them. And it's a very impressive system that they have going on. And
quality ingredients for sure.
Yeah. And they are hand shaping every single loaf that they make, which is crazy. And all their pastries are beautiful. They're high quality grains from small batch farmers up through the Oregon coast, through the Midwest. And their pastries are so great. I wish I had a galette right now.
Yeah, what are every time we go they have something new, but always the croissants.
The croissants are crazy.
Scones. I mean, the best croissant and the best scone I've ever had.
Yeah, I agree. The morning bun is ridiculous. If you're not familiar with a morning bun, Google it. It's basically a croissant and a cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
Deliciousness. We're big fans of that. And then they do seasonal galettes that they will stuff with whatever farm fresh fruit that they can get.
And that's like an open pie?
I think it's pie, yeah.
Hand pie?
Yeah, hand pie. That's a good way to say that.
All right, so let's give us one more place and then we'll move on to, I know it's a weird transition, but we're going to move on to some updates with the housing market.
Another place that I'm super excited about right now. I'm going to say our wine club.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Our wine club is awesome. Charlie and Echo. Oh, the lighting's not great.
Yeah, lighting's not great.
Well, it's very cute. It's a natural wine, urban winery in Miralani Makers Quarters. It's in Mira Mesa, and it's in this. It's in a commercial part of the city, but it's really cool because they're in the Makers Quarters, and what that means is a bunch of really rad local food and beverage businesses have taken over this commercial space, and they all have their awesome businesses that are tasting rooms and desserts. Oh my gosh, what else is over there? Sushi,
beer, wine,
There's
mead.
a straight up salsa store that you can have all sorts of different salsas. There's a distillery.
Do we say sake?
Oh yeah, sake, Setting Sun.
Yeah.
And we love this winery. For one, it's all natural wine, so it is naturally fermented. They're not adding sugar and sulfites to it. And we love their wine. Eric and Claire are amazing. They're winemakers. And it's our favorite wine club. We like to go there, I don't know, once or twice a month with our friends. And our friends are also wine club members. And you just get to, like, I don't know, enjoy and relax. We bring our dog. And it's just I think there's more to going out these days than there was before. Like, because we're going out so infrequently that when you do go out, it's all about the experience. And I appreciate the experience at Charlie and Echo. And their drinks are lovely, too.
There are very few things that make you feel like such an adult as being a wine club member. And I think it's only, like $20 a month or something like that.
Yeah, it's $25, and you get to spend it however you want. So it's super non-committal. And if you don't make it in that month, then the next month you've got $50. It's great.
Okay, cool. Well, then that's it for the update on San Diego. Again, we're very, very excited. This news just started to come out, and it's really bugged me over the last 12 months when everyone keeps saying the new normal. No, we're ready to go back to normal. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and we're very, very, very excited about it, especially with, the warmer weather coming out and everything like that. So,
oh my God, there's so much to look forward to. And
if
you don't live here, come visit this summer.
Yep.
It's going to be epic.
All right.
After June 15th.
After June 15th. All right. So now we're going to move on to a little market update. So I can tell you, because of this channel, I've had a lot of people reaching out to me that want to move to San Diego, and it's been incredible because it's very like-minded people, and I've just been having a blast working with them, helping them relocate to San Diego. But the truth is, we've had challenges. This market has been crazy, and she knows it because she hears me talking about it all the time. But I actually want to pull up some statistics real quick and just give you a quick analysis of exactly what's going on. And again, if you guys have any questions, we'd love to hear it in the chat box. We can see all you guys that are on here. Thanks for letting us know that you're hearing, you can hear us and saying hi. Appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead and share screen. All right, so this is the data for the last 12 months. So this is for March of 2021. So I'm going to tell you, this is going to be updated here in a couple of days. And honestly, based on what I'm experiencing out there, I see these numbers going up and getting even more challenging from where they're at here. So the way this is broken down is you have detached single family homes, and then you have attached single family homes. I'm mostly just going to focus on detached because that's mostly what I get people interested in. And you can see here, there's 900 attached homes, so condos and townhomes, whereas there's 2,000 detached properties. So that's really mostly what people are looking for. So I'm going to zoom in here if I can. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see these numbers. All right, so some of the main things to notice on here is you can see everything on here on the right. Things are just changing at a dramatic rate. Median sales price in San Diego in the last 12 months has gone from $649,000 to $793,000, an increase of 22.3%. And if you're looking at average sales price, from $844,000 to $1,016,000. It stinks. I want to laugh and cry at the same time. It stinks because it's going up so fast. It's making it really hard for a lot of people. And really what it boils down to is the inventory. So this time last year, it was a major seller's market and homes were going over asking. We were having a hard time getting people into houses. And there were 4,700 homes available at that time. I did a video not too long ago where I really broke down the numbers and extrapolated out as far as how many homes need to hit the market to have more of a balanced market. But that would be about 15,000 homes is what we need. So we need 15,000. We have 47, or this time last year we had 4,700. Right now, beginning of March, we had just over 2,000 homes available. So this is the challenge. We need way more inventory. People aren't selling their houses because they're worried about COVID. They were worried about the pandemic. It got to a point where they sorry, we got our dogs barking in the background. I don't know if you can hear them here, but it got to a point where homes are selling so quick that sellers know they could get top dollar, but then what are they going to do? They have to go buy a home. So this is one of the biggest issues going on right now. And you can see here, I know this doesn't look like a huge number, but percent of original list price received is 103%. What that means is that's just the average. That means that the homes, if you find a home on your search that is a very nice home and kind of stands out from the other homes on that search, that home's probably going to go for 10 or 20% over list. So you're just going to have a really challenging time, and you really need to make sure that you have some good strategies in place. And not to get too technical on everything, but you're probably going to have some extra money in your pocket to be able to make up if the appraisal doesn't come in at value, because a lot of appraisals aren't coming in at value. So if you're getting a loan for a property, you're going to have to get an appraisal, and it's just going to make everything a little bit more challenging. So this is what we're seeing. I can tell you on a personal basis, I have clients where we've been putting in offers $100,000 to $150,000 over asking and getting them rejected left and right. Not every property is going like that, but it's absolutely happening. So I thought it was pretty important to tell you guys what's going on here. I'm going to come back to the main camera. All right, so it doesn't really look like we have any questions.
I think it sounds like the UPS guy's probably here.
So yeah, the most excited our dogs get in the day is when the mailman comes.
They sleep all damn day till we get mail.
All right, well, any final thoughts?
Well, I mean, the weekend's approaching, so if you're a local, I would definitely recommend hitting up the Little Italy Farmers Market, going down to Tuna Harbor Dockside Market, chatting with your fishermen, getting some fresh seafood. Sunday, you have the Hillcrest Farmers Market. There's a lot of cool things that you can do safely outside right now and connect with our artisan food producers. And, you're spending your dollar locally makes a huge difference. I mean, always, but especially right now with all of our mom and pop businesses. So that's my little soapbox.
So go out and enjoy San Diego.
Yeah, for sure. Eat some good food. You'll hug your friends soon. And have a great weekend.
Cool. Thanks a lot for watching, you guys. And if there's a topic you want to have us cover next time, let us know in the comment section below and we'll read it, and we'll talk about it next time when we have our next guest. So thanks for joining us today.
Cheers.
Salud to San Diego reopening. Thanks for watching.